maybe because of drowsiness, I
Uh,
couldn't take
yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, so many times I just call you, but I didn't receive any response. On.
No, no, no. What happened is I have reached late and the means maybe I have struck it for the. I have slept like that only. Maybe I woke up when
No
lights
problem.
I switched on and I just slept. I don't know, like anesthesia kind of condition is there. Okay.
Okay, no issue. I mean, it happens. I understand. S-
Sir, and one more thing, the
mhm.
my internal transfer is happening, so I need to move to Hyderabad, but
Okay.
I'm not sure. So that will be confirmed by tomorrow. But so tomorrow and day after tomorrow, is it possible to take morning session, sir?
Tomorrow and after tomorrow at what time?
Anytime, sir. I don't have any problem.
Yes, we can have. That's not any big problem. So, I mean, you suggest me your time, so accordingly, I can pick. I mean, I
No, 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 no. I don't have any problem relating to timing.
okay. So 7:30 is okay for you. I mean, 7:30 to 8:30. I mean, like this
Yeah,
accordingly.
yeah, no problem. So you that is up to it's like your timings. I'm not sure. Like what do I
Hmm.
say? Uh,
Okay, then let's have it tomorrow at 7:30,
okay.
and then for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll discuss in tomorrow. So I mean, maybe on
Yeah,
same time.
because I'm not sure. I mean, travel means then Saturday, Sunday, I'm unable to.
I mean,
Uh,
so for I mean, for permanently, you're going to shift in Hyderabad, this Hyderabad, or what?
they are saying, but that they are not confirmed. So that,
I mean, how? I mean, okay. So I mean,
yeah,
you're.
one more Hyderabad,
Hmm.
same company. So
Okay, okay.
that like, actually, if it is confirmed, I thought to tell you, but they are also not in progress only. Like last 1 month or 15 days, I mean, 15 days onwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see, sir. I am also unable to make
Mm-hmm.
up my mind. on-
Yeah. Okay. So have you started moving to office? I mean,
Uh,
oh, okay. I mean, people were working from home. Or,
no, 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 sir. No, I still know. Even today also, I went to office and came back. So,
okay.
we don't have work from home, sir. Like we are doing pharma. So yes, of course.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Pharma's work from home is there, but only for HRs and project management team and finance and IT team.
Just give me a second. I unfortunately I missed my password. I forgot my password.
Okay.
Yes.
Even yesterday, up to this virtual document list only,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have.
yeah. Mhm.
After that time, completely like I slept.
Yeah, yeah. No problem. I mean, that's not an issue.
Again, I woke up and then lights and all switched on. I don't know.
So, I mean, where would you stay in Hyderabad then? I mean, company provided accommodation, or you have to pick.
No, no, I need to search, sir. I'm not sure. Maybe they told them temporary, but I'm not sure. So I need to search if I'm tomorrow I can get confirmation. Tomorrow
Okay.
I'll tell.
I think I mean, earlier have visited to Hyderabad, or I mean, it's first time. I mean,
I have visited like 2008 or something to collect my
okay.
graduation certificates, like
Oh,
my B Farm certificates.
mm-hmm.
2007 or something. I'm not remember. Like JNTU. Hello.
Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, last time, this previous December, I visited to the Hyderabad. This, I mean, previous in 2019, December 2020. I mean, 19 basically. I mean,
I think you have worked with Wipro on that, right?
I know I was for global S&P global. I mean, I went for the training.
For training.
Yeah, I mean,
That
this provide.
Wipro you have worked in.
Yeah, Wipro. That's a Greater Noida location.
Oh, sorry. So you
Mm.
are not worked in South India.
No, I mean, just I went for this training and all.
Okay.
I mean, this
Oh,
corporate training. I mean, actually, I do provide a corporate trainings as well.
okay.
So that moment I visited this S&P Global.
Okay. I thought you have worked in Bangalore or Hyderabad. I mean,
No, no,
during initial step.
no. I mean, my base location was Bangalore. I mean, that time when I was in Wipro, but I never visited Bangalore. I had to sit on the client location. So my client location was this Gurgaon, Greater Noida.
Ah, I know Gurugram. Now it is Gurugram. Earlier Gurugram.
You know,
Even though that is, I mean, Andhra and Telangana, but I'm not sure.
mm,
As of now, like, I spent almost here only 10 years. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, so Krishna, I'm just getting some issue. I mean,
yeah,
connecting.
no problem. I mute. Can I mute myself?
No problem, no problem. I mean, just I'm telling you that's. I mean, because I mean, again, well, I mean, on it's on cloud. So
Yeah, no problem. I'll wait.
Okay, I'm able to connect. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I hope you can hear me. Okay, so let me share. Okay, my screen I think is shared to you.
Yeah, visible to me.
Okay, so uh, again, this is a little application is slower. So let it. I mean, yesterday we discussed this about the D2 config. I told you that the application is divided in two sections. One is a D2 client, second is a D2 config. D2 client is used by the end users,
Okay.
business users. D2 config where we do all the configurations, because this D2 is a configure based tool. We do not need to do any kind of a programming here. Everything is based on the configuration, so we can do the configuration and the changes what we configure, that's reflected on client end, right? I'm in the client application, correct? So in this application we have, I mean, we log in D2 config. There is a different URL for both of the application, D2 client and D2 config, correct?
Yeah.
So in case you need to log in on the configuration panel or D2 config, there is a different URL.
Okay.
So I mean, there is a option, this file, I mean, option is there. You can create an application or create a context. Here import export, I told you, I mean, if you do any kind of configuration here, you can export the all the configuration and import into the further new application or where you want.
Okay.
I mean, no need to do every configuration in every environment. Just make development. I mean, do the configurations, take export the configuration, then import in a production or UAT environment. Correct.
Okay.
So, I mean, context. I told you, contexts are the kind of a queries. I mean, if you hover it, it display you dequel, right? I mean,
Okay. Contact
so
is queries.
yeah, I mean, these are the queries. It returns the object where that left hand side configuration to be applied on, right? So we have a auto naming where we want a particular value for the attribute, right? A sequence of value for the attribute we can configure for auto naming. Property page in the right click, and what I mean, at the right click, we have a option properties. On the property, whatsoever variable or whatsoever attribute we want to display, we configure here,
Okay.
right? Inheritance, I told you, I mean, it is something like that. You select any document, and you want that if you create a new document, that the metadata value should be inherited from the already created a document. That document is already there in the system.
Okay.
For example, if you have to upload two document, right? So
Okay.
initially you upload a one document and fill all the metadata, but second time if you upload a second document, again you have to fill the same metadata again. It's a kind of what we have in a documentum, we can inherit all the properties of already selected or already created document. So here we can do this configuration. Here we can select all attribute that need to be inherit, their properties to be inherit, right? Security is a similar to the ACL. Here you can I mean, I'm just avoiding to clicking because it takes, if I click anywhere, it takes time. So security means just you can define the ACL here as well, or you can define the ACL in a DA as well. Same ACL you can use.
Okay. Okay.
Correct. I mean,
Same roles also.
yes, everything. I mean, same thing. I mean, concepts are the same. They have given a two panel. Either you can use here or you can use in DA as well,
Okay.
right? Auto link means you want that if the object is selected or if the object gets imported into the documentum,
Okay.
that should be linked to a particular folder structure.
Okay.
For example, see, yesterday we saw that we have a document, I mean, folder structure like HR slash high level documents like this. I mean, we have a folder like that. So here we can define. So each time, I mean, how it work. So just it work like this. I mean, this query will give the results, right? I mean, some attributes. Let's say three attributes it's returning, right? This context. So these three attribute will see what is the auto linking, right? Here it is that you should go the I mean HR folder. I mean then I mean like this only the HR cabinet, right? So every time it will check whether the HR cabinet is there. If yes, okay, it will link the folder. If it is not there, it will create a HR cabinet and link these three documents. So how many right? I mean so this link will be applicable for wherever it is checked. I mean this
Okay.
means for these document and for these documents this configuration is applicable,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Now similar to the we have a template means you can define a template here. I mean you can give I mean upload a template in any of the document folder and through the query here you write a query through the query that particular template will be available for those documents.
Okay.
Now next is a life cycle. Life cycle I told you where you define a entry criteria actions,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Right. So here also you can define the life cycle. Same, I mean with the same. I mean here there is a configuration. No need to design. In traditional documentum we have a composer we can design, right? I mean,
Right. Right.
but here you do not need to design. Everything is already designed. Just you need to rename and everything like this. So if right, like so, let me open a one life cycle quality folders. So, okay. So here's the life cycle. Let me change request life cycle. See here we define the life cycle states. See these are the life cycle state. First is init, second is a draft for review, right? For approval, closed. I mean these are the life cycle state what we defined, right?
Okay.
I mean, right? So every state, I mean, if you click here state, here's the entry condition,
Okay.
the entry criteria,
Okay.
and then there is actions, right? The same concept is there.
So same like how the composer we are giving the
Right,
clear
exactly. I
concept.
mean, same, just the configuration. Here, what would be the integration? Integration like this, you know, let's say, I mean, if I click on the uniqueness,
Okay.
condition on uniqueness, I can check whether uh, the change request for error, I mean, the change request, I mean, okay, let me take one. I mean, document does not have annotation. It will check whether the document has an annotation or not. I mean, such kind of entry condition, it will check. Once it fulfill the entry condition, there is action set property. Means you are setting a property. R is virtual ID to one with value one, right? Author with value user, status with value draft, like this. I mean, just you are giving a values, right? Like this. Set repeating value, update. I mean, these all are the by default, right? These all are the default. I mean, out of the box. Uh, don't get confused. Such high. I mean, uh, written is like this. It is out of the box. I mean, automatically what had to do. So
Like it is predefined.
predefined, correct. I mean, So here you can update the value. I mean, for example, in case of CR approve, you have to put your value. I mean, your custom, business, as per your business defined value, you can define here, right? A status draft, you can innate, approve or effective. I mean, based on what your organization suggests. So you can define. So this is, I mean, the same concept. If you know the documentum concept, it's very easy to understand.
Okay, okay.
And similar for workflow. You design a workflow in a process builder, save that workflow there, right?
Okay.
I mean, here you do not design anything, right? And let me show you. Right. See, life cycle batch is when you want to execute life cycle, you know, more than one life cycle at once. Batch, I mean, batch is means this here you can define the batch. I mean, through backend you want to I mean, execute a life cycle.
Okay.
Right, like this. Try to close this here. I mean, same concept is the same. Most of the things are out of the box, right? I mean, what it do? Automatically, this life cycle will get executed,
Okay.
and it will close that. I mean, there is a close. I mean, different. It will close the document. I mean, close change request, right? You might have seen in your D2. Sometimes you have to change close. I mean, change request should be closed if all supporting documents are effective, right?
Correct, correct.
Then the change request automatically should be closed. So automatically means, when I say the automatically, that time it's at the back end of the lifecycle batch job execute. It's a job.
Okay.
It's not a life. I mean, it's life cycle here where you define a life cycle, and there is a one batch that automatically call this life cycle.
Okay.
One life cycle it's called. I mean, by user. For example, you are uploading a document. One life cycle is automatically executing by the job, backend job.
Okay.
I mean, how to write a job, or how
Like
what is.
Java code, you mean, typically.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we do not write. We do not write. Do we are not writing a job
But
here.
only 4 or 5 steps you have explained, right?
Yes, yes, same. I mean, the open text has performed same steps and create. I mean, that job gets executed. I mean, this job is executing from DA, not D2.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Document admin.
Yeah, DA. I mean, so I mean, every component is important here, right? In Documentum, every component has a role, and every component is a interdependent.
Okay.
It is not like that if you have a D2, then you do not need to use a DQL, API, or DFC or DA. No, I mean, you have to use those as well.
Okay.
Now, workflow part. I mean, if you look at this workflow, you design a workflow in a process builder, save it, right? Create a DM process, and then
Process builder. Okay. Process builder.
the a tool that
Composer only, right? That process.
process builder. For the workflow, it's a process builder.
Okay, sorry, I got confused, but okay.
Yeah. See, for example, if I go for this, yeah. See, where you find this workflow template. You're seeing this workflow template,
Yes, ADC technical affair.
right? All the workflow template start displaying over here,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
So just on the drop down, select the workflow template, provide any name or like this. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, whatsoever you write. I mean, your business template, your approval review template, like this. I mean, it's the naming convention or your label, right? And once it done, so then we have a this entry conditions. I mean, when this workflow will be executed. I mean, at the right click, this workflow should be display or not to the user. When, I mean, when this conditions are met, it will start displaying to the user. Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, here you entry criteria. Here entry criteria like validate selected document is not. I mean, the workflow. I mean, this workflow should be displayed on the document if the already the workflow is not running. The document is still already is not in workflow. I mean, that document is not involved in the workflow. If you right click on that document, then it will display the this workflow level. Otherwise, it's not. I mean, such kind of uniqueness condition. I mean, already there. You just need to have a drop down. I mean, just see the drop down. Everything based on a configuration. No need to write your own anything.
Okay. Means predefined already.
Everything, everything. That's why it's very easy to use. I mean, it's favorable. I mean, this become a
User friendly.
yeah, user friendly kind of, because otherwise you have to write a code and all other things. That's why, I mean, if you remember, I told you, if someone is writing a code in D2, I mean, it is not like that you cannot write, you write. I mean, if someone is writing a code, means he doesn't know how to achieve that requirement in through out of the box. Means everything they have given, just you need to select and you need to know how to do that. I mean, that's it. No need of writing a code. So even we should avoid writing a code, because if we are write our own code, that code will, will impact the performance wise. That will not be a I mean, it will not have a good performance. It will not perform well as the out of the box code is performing, right? I mean, for example, what I'm trying to say, if you write your own code, one class is already they have written. I mean, the company has already written a class. So your code and their code will have performance wise, that will be a better than, I mean, your code,
Okay.
because they know that which values or what kind of variable they already have taken. You will write your own variables. They will consume a memory, right?
Yes.
Because they know that what variable they have used. I mean, this code is not as a open source available.
Okay.
I mean, right. Next is a menu d2. Menu is for right click events. I mean, context menus, right? So I mean, if you see, or I mean, you might have noticed in your d2 uh, d2 client, there is a top, at the top there is a menus, right? Menus in the
Correct.
sense content menu, file
Content
import
menu.
export,
Yeah,
right? File
important.
import. So they are configured from here in this menu.
Okay. Menu D2.
Yeah, menu. I mean, if someone says that just change the label of that menu, here you can change.
D2 main. Sir, can you go back or it will
Yeah,
run?
just I'm just going back. I mean, because it's so slow, if I click somewhere, it takes time to
Again, it
load.
will start working.
Yeah. See, I mean, if you see that there's a main menu, new, import, content, user info, right?
Correct.
Here you can, I mean, for example,
It is
if I,
very good.
yeah, content following options there. So if you want to choose, for example, this checkout and edit, if you select, click on it, here you can change the level of checkout and edit. You can write anything else. So you can change the level comes. I mean, right? You can write anything else. I mean, change the level, correct?
Mm.
So when this will be available based on these conditions.
Okay.
I mean, this checkout is enabled when this condition is met. Again, these. These all are auto, I mean comes automatically, everything is already there, just you need to select, right? For example, let's say if I say that this should be available when the uh, when the uh, I mean user is connected with the application, when user has a client capability contributor, that time this menu should be enabled, otherwise it should be disabled or should not be visible, right? So
Mm.
here we can define the conditions, right? Similar to that, this user option, info, import, on the
Right,
import,
right. These and all I can see in the email.
right?
So
So
here
these
we
are
can go and
right. I mean, how to go? I mean, I'll uh, I mean, one, go to the metrics. I mean, either you can go to the metrics, the context and configurations items available. In this configuration items, there is a menu. You can go to the menu and see, rate this configuration elements, context. On the configuration element, there is a menu. This, if I compress it, it will display the menu. This menu do menu, right? Next, search. You can display the search as well, right? Here you can define search. I mean, see, there is a search, right? I mean, in there is a search. Here you can, I mean, you define you, this following search should be displayed to the user. Search basically, if you remember, I told you there is a two type of search. One is a metadata search, and second is a content search,
condense this. Yes.
right?
Explore button.
Right. That it's just for this explore is needed,
Mm.
right? If you are doing this configuration, so I mean, with if user is trying to search, which object type is will be visible for searching. So these
Okay.
all object types only visible. I mean, though so many object types are there in the system, right? If user, I mean, for example, if you search anything, it will either the documentum search entire, I mean, that thing in the entire database,
Okay.
or we can restrict the documentum. If someone is searching this uh, for this key, then you have to search only dm underscore document only.
Okay.
So this is the way. Here we have just defining only these two attribute, I mean, two object types it has to search.
Okay.
Correct the purpose of search, just restricting the search.
Okay.
I mean, if user search, I mean, see, you have a more than 100 of document types, right?
Okay.
So Dogbase doesn't know whether what you are searching.
Okay.
It will search that particular string. I mean, that it matches from each type, right? Document of each type. So through this search, you can restrict. I mean, you can select only which object type should be searched whenever user search in the documentum D2, right? There is also a public search. If you see, there is a public search as well, right? So you design a query form for the public search. There, user click on a public search where this query form will be displayed. So, I mean, for example, user has a query, right? I want to see all those documents
Okay.
that are created in last week,
Okay.
right? So either you can query this on configuration, and I mean, query on DQL, I mean, write DQL and display, I mean, give them a report. Or what you can do, you can create a query form in D2. In the query form like this, I mean, find document signed by me. I mean, this query form, right? Find documents, I mean, so, I mean, for this, I mean, there was a requirement that user wants that how many document that I have signed, display all those documents. Hello.
Yeah, I'm hearing, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I was saying that query form. So you can create this query form. Just look at the query form. I mean, like this, you can write a query.
Okay,
So I mean, whenever user click on this button,
okay,
uh, at the backend, this query will execute it. I mean, user doesn't know. I mean, what is happening, but this query will execute it and give him a result.
okay,
I I hope you are trying to correlate this.
okay, right. So, like earlier you have explained that. So, whatever is there in the query, so that it will automatically gives that instead of writing. So, it is automated, or we need to write again here, like a document, not required.
Sorry, come again.
Earlier, you have shown to me for the document tool.
Exactly. I mean, one.
So, so there you have practically written that code in API and DQL.
Uh-huh.
So, but here it is predefined, or right? Or we need to write here also that query.
Here, I mean, here you can write a query. See this. You need to. I mean, write a query in document. Once it giving you a correct result, paste it here.
Okay.
I mean, here the query section is there. I mean, for example, you say that I need to search. I mean, as a business end user says,
Mm,
in I mean, I want to search all those documents that are loaded previously. I mean, created in previous week.
mm,
So what you can do? I mean, how he can search,
okay.
right, in D2, how he can search. So there is an option for public search.
Okay. Okay.
There is a
Public.
public
uh,
search
Okay.
in D2. I mean, for an end user, the portal has a public search where these these things will be displayed. I mean, at the drop down, following. I mean, the public search and like this. I mean, it will display these all are options. So user has to click on this. Find. I mean, any of the search, it will click. At the backend, this query will execute it and give him a result.
Okay.
There is a
Sir,
doc.
yeah, okay. Sir, can you give me 3 minutes
Sure,
time?
sure, of course.
I will,
Take your time.
I will just
No
take.
problem, no problem. Take your time.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, sorry, sorry.
No problem. So we can write the query, right? So at the backend, and we can write this query, and this query will be executed at the backend. Correct. So Give me a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we can query here. I mean, we can write our query. I mean, as per the requirement, right? So, I mean, we can create a query form for the public searches. So these searches will be displayed. User has to click on that particular search. I mean, it will display that. I mean, whatsoever the output of this query is there, it will display all the results. Okay. Next is a mailing list. I mean, in case you have to send any mail notification.
SMTP.
I mean, yes, SMTP. I mean, SMTP is a information, but you have to write any email to the particular users. I mean, I mean, so frequently you send an email notification,
Okay.
right? So that email notification here you can write. For example, notify business user following workflow has completed, following workflow has rejected, and following task is waiting for your approval of last 15 days. So
So
it's such
actually, that one will be done through. Okay, workflow is different, but this one we can send the customized messages or how?
customized. I mean, this is any kind of
Any kind
notification.
of message.
Notification. I mean, for the email notification.
Okay.
So for the, let's say, notify document withdrawn. If you double click on it, so here just you define the notification only. I mean, what is the well? I mean, like this email subject, right? Email subject. This following user has been withdrawn from use, right? Like this. That's it. I mean, this notification, correct? So whenever the time will come, it will get called. This email notification will be triggered.
Okay.
I mean, uh, this notification will be triggered on. See, we have actions, right? On actions preconditions, right? In the action, you can call this email. I mean, send email. This notify document withdrawn. This email. So what will do? This will be called that time.
Okay.
Right.
Mm.
Next, uniqueness check is. It's a customized one are the same. I mean, I told you. I mean, in the workflow, and we have a one uniqueness check, right? So,
Oh, okay.
it's a
Uniqueness check.
yes, same thing. Maybe I think we have this. I mean, for example, this validate change request for error, validate change request for you know, right? Following uniqueness check is there. You are seeing at the drop down. I mean, in the life cycle, it was a drop down, right? Uniqueness check.
Okay. Yeah.
Left, like you selected uniqueness check, right, at the right side, so many drop downs were there, so they were
So,
coming from
but
here.
that is basically that meaning uniqueness check means like it will check
Unique,
the.
yeah, I mean based on the condition, it
Okay.
will check based on the based on the query what you have written. That query will, I mean, uniqueness check, just it's a name. Basically what is happening, whatever the query is written at the back end, it will check whether the object is unique, I mean whether the result is returning true or false.
Okay.
If it is returning true, then condition is valid, I mean uniqueness, it is maintaining a uniqueness. If it is a false, then the it will fail.
Okay.
I mean, for example, there is entry criteria, uniqueness check, the attribute, I mean, that work, I mean, the document is in workflow.
Okay.
So, I mean, left hand side, you will select a uniqueness check, and the right hand side, you will, I mean, there is an option, document is in workflow. If
Okay.
you select this, means, so we'll find that whether it's a true or false.
Okay.
I mean, uniqueness check is, I mean, whether this thing is a true or false.
Okay. Based on conditions.
Based on the condition, correct. I mean, it's true, then the I mean, entry criteria is passed. If it is false, then entry criteria fail. Also, we can define an audit, but you can define the same audit to DA as well. That I displayed you. See, we have audit, right? Audit management
Yeah.
in DA.
EM,
Same, yeah, DA. We can do this, right?
EM
So,
audit management, if we can capture the events and the time.
correct. Same here for this. These all are the events.
Okay.
This auditable
When the
event.
user is click to that,
Right. So
when
the,
he's more and when.
yeah, if we want, I mean, out of them, I want only 5 events should be captured,
Okay.
because if I select more events, you know, so system has to capture that. So
Okay.
system will be slow down in, if it, you know, if I say that you have at every moment, I mean, for example, think like this. If I say you have to note down everything whatsoever I'm telling you,
Okay.
and then you have to understand as well,
Okay.
right? I mean, just you have to listen and note down one, right?
Okay.
Second, I say you do not have to listen. So sorry, you do not need to have a write down. You have to listen first. I mean, you are doing only one activity, right? If I ask you, you have to listen and note it down as well. You will write two activities, right? So if I say that document has to audit these all event, so all these activity has it has to perform. I mean, whatsoever activity will be performed, it has to note down in a one log file,
Okay. Okay.
right? So if I say, I mean, again, it has to write more, that there will be a more process will consume,
Okay.
right? So therefore it is suggested use less auditing.
Okay.
If you audit more, it will impact on the system. If you you know, audit less, the business will raise a issue. So only just discuss with business whatsoever audit they want, only choose the only that only,
Okay.
rather choosing a by default everything, choose only limited one.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
So I mean, these all are the small hacks,
Okay.
because what the challenges, I mean, see, I mean, as you are saying, I mean, your system, I mean, this is my I mean, we have only one instances and limited RAM.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, because I'm in you know, this cloud, so that's why it's I mean, charges are per, you know, time basis.
Okay.
So therefore, I mean, it's slow because of the system, not because of the performance of the application,
Okay.
because it has a limited bandwidth, right? Therefore it's a slow. But if, I mean, if we have a high bandwidth, if the application is performing slow, then we have to work on the their configuration part. I mean, why it's slow, I mean, we need to check the areas. What one of the areas, how many, I mean, sometime what happen, you know, developer doesn't know, I mean, they select all the events.
Right.
right? I mean, it's start capturing all those events. So again, it need more space, more document it has to write. So for every event, one object gets created. It is creating an object basically. Every in Documentum, everything is an object, right? It has to create an object of what? DM underscore audit trail,
Right, right, yeah.
right? I mean, I mean, every time it's creating an object, so obviously it will take time, right? Because so it has to check out, then create a capture a event as well. It has to do the check-in. It has to capture a event as well. I mean, two tasks are there. It has to perform, right? So if you do not capture a event for unused event, right? I
Mm.
mean, for check-in, check-out, for example, if I mean you do not capture, it will just do check-in and check-out, right? Do not write that event, or that will not save that event. So that time will be saved, right? Processing will be faster, correct?
Okay.
Now a rendition configuration. So here we define a rendition server, right? The rendition server is a CTS, right?
See, content transfer management.
Yes, content transformation services. CTS just it used for native
Means
for
to send that one file format to another file format,
yes,
be to JPG or dot to PDF or
correct.
PDF to XML.
See, for example, business says, I mean, and you there is one user who is complaining that he has uploaded a document
Yeah,
and it's he's waiting since some a long time, but that is not converting into the PDF.
correct.
How would you check?
Then I will check that. Okay, what is that? In CTS only display. uh,
So CT has a lot more logs, lot
log.
of log. I mean, or how to check
Yeah,
in CTS? I mean, because I mean, you have to answer the. I mean, for example, this question is being asked in an interview.
okay.
I mean, generalized answer will not work.
A specific answer. I think.
Exactly. I mean, if you
So
say the CT,
DQL or
yes, so there is a attribute
DM
DMI
underscore, yeah,
DMI
DM underscore, sorry, DM underscore, yeah,
Q
Q, sorry,
Q
Q,
item,
yeah, Q, right,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Just say them. I will query on DMI Q item with our object ID of document.
Document under,
Yeah, and where I can check whether, I mean, if it is a rendered, I mean, if document has rendered, then there would be a no queue. I mean, it will not display you any result.
okay,
If it is not rendered, I mean, let's say if the document is not rendered, then it will display you queue, right? On the queue, it will have a error as well. I mean, you dump that object. I mean, first of all, you will query. You will find out the R object ID of Q item. Dump that object, and there you can see the what is the issue with that. Why it is not uh, uh, converted.
okay,
Correct. So DMI. Mean, if you tell him a DMI Q item, still they will be satisfied because you know. I mean. I
okay,
mean, these all are kind of a keywords. If you tell them the keywords, they will able to understand. Okay, you have worked upon.
okay, okay, got it.
Mhm. So remember the try to answer in a keywords.
Okay, okay, not telling, instead of telling generic, we can
Yes,
like more
correct.
specific word.
Okay. So next is a view configuration, print configuration, and export configuration. See, yesterday you were talking about the header and footer, right?
Yeah,
There is one question. Yeah. So here's the you define a header and footer. For
okay.
example, you want that PDF should have a particular header and footer.
The word files, once the user wants to upload any SOP means, so they just create
Uh-huh.
the create option will be there, right, in the D2 top of the GUI. And, so there,
Mhm.
the Word document will be like background as an object ID only. Once the user open document, is immediately that template will be there in the document.
Right.
So
Correct.
there again header footer will be there. So how the header will be designed? Either format DM format or either
No.
Yeah.
I mean, this and the template you display, template is a one thing. I mean, whatsoever template you display, it
Okay.
will display to you the template.
Okay.
But again, these are three things.
Mm.
When template is displayed, you want based on the condition. Template is a one generic, right? Template every time template would be same, but you're saying that there is a one attribute status, right? That should be displayed as a footer, correct? So right now document has a draft status, then on the footer it should display draft status is equal to draft like this. If it is an effective, then the status should be effective, I mean should be changed accordingly, correct?
Okay.
I mean, there is a page number and I mean the version number or something if you want to display. Is there any if there is any variable that is changing, I mean at a state with the status of a document, that type we create, I mean these configurations, I mean these are the out of the box configuration. But here is a three configuration, right? One, user see that PDF in an application, I mean you see that PDF in an application. Second, you take a printout, right, of that document, I mean through the application, or you export that PDF.
Okay.
So what configuration you want to, I mean for example if user has downloaded the document from D2, so we can do something, write something as a footer that this has been generated by the computer, hence no, I mean sometimes we write like this, no, hence no signature is needed.
Okay.
I mean, are you seeing my point? I mean where it is needed, if
So
you,
no, like once the user done any what is it? Any sorry, with the e-signature. Hello?
yeah, yeah, I mean just I'm telling you that I'm not saying, I'm just giving
Okay,
you
as an example, you said. Please.
example. That's I mean just I mean like that. I mean see, you want that that document should have a something when he see the document in a D2, or when you he download us, I mean something should be happened, I mean as a as a background or as a watermark it should be written, it's a printout. I mean I mean because it's a pharmaceutical, I mean see, you are working in a pharmaceutical, if suppose if user has downloaded a document and can use misuse it, therefore you want some watermark should be there, so
Yeah.
that that cannot be misused.
Like overlays.
Overlays, correct, I mean these all are a overlay. See, these three things are the overlay.
Okay. View, print,
Print,
export, and transfer.
export, view overlay or view configuration, print overlay or print configuration, export overlay, export configuration. So I mean this view overlay will be applicable when the user view the document.
Okay.
Print overlay will work when the user take a printout from the PDF, I mean it right click and print, that overlay will work, I mean this rules will be executed.
Okay.
I mean whatever configuration we have done here, it executed. It requires one Acrobat reader,
Okay. Okay. Yes.
acro
Yes. Robot data.
reader DC, I mean pro version you need, because you need to edit a template PDF file,
Okay.
therefore you need what, this.
Okay.
Uh, right, because here the template is always in PDF. I mean, right, the word template gets converted into the PDF, right? But you have to overlay you have whatsoever you define, you need to configure in Acrobat Reader PDF, Acrobat Reader. Uh, Next, rest of the things is, I mean,
Yeah.
basically relate.
Theme,
Uh,
space, widget. Widget actually.
yeah, I mean, visit and workspace. Visit, this client application.
Yeah, I saw that widgets. There are many are there in
Yeah.
that. Like
So
once you are adding that widget, like the rendition also one of the widget.
correct.
Issue
Mm.
service is also one of the widget. And the
So
audit workflow also widget.
correct. I mean, so these all are the so many widgets are there. You can add those widget. I mean, for example, we have a so many widget, but I want to display few widget to. I mean, make that widgets available to the user and user. I mean, sometimes we don't want every widget should be displayed to the user, right?
Correct.
Or we can have a control on those widgets from here.
Okay, okay. So just okay, generic content.
See, right? We have what? Sorry. I will. I mean, see if I could able to find some D2 documentation. I mean, though I have a previous version of something, but there is no not much change in previous to 16.4 or 16.7.
What was that, sir? Themes?
Sorry,
I didn't get you, sir.
I'm saying I'll share you some documentation, D2 documentation.
Okay, okay,
So I have a 4.2 version of documentation.
okay,
I mean, right now available. I will share it with you. But that there is no difference between 16.4 or latest version to 4.6. I mean, business point of view, functional point of view, there is no difference, but technical point of view, implementation point of view, I mean, deployment point of view, there is a difference. So but because latest version is much more simple to deploy
okay,
rather than earlier version. So see, following widgets are there, so many widgets, correct? These all are visits are there, right? So here you can label the visit one. I mean, right? You can label, right? Correct. Here you can enable the visits. I mean, if you want to disable the visit, how can you disable? I mean, for example, I don't want this visit should be displayed to the user,
okay,
so I will remove application from here. This,
okay,
right? This, there is a cross button, make it blank. See, if you see couple of things are blank,
okay,
means these, this is not displayed to end user.
okay,
So here you can control,
okay.
correct?
Okay, it's 1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sorry, okay. It's going back.
No problem.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So these are kind of a configuration items. These all are the configs. Here that at the top hand side, I mean, you will find say file, specification, tools, visit, view, help, right? Is there. So let's start with the specification. I mean, here the configuration generate PDF specification or like this. I mean, this all. I mean, what you are using, it will generate a one XML file. This is a one important tool, right? In tool, you will find refresh cache and reload to D2 option, right? These two things. Hello,
Yes, yes.
refresh cache and reload D2. in the refresh cache, if you click on that, this configure this whatever the cache will be there, that will be refreshed. And reload d2 options, whatsoever this option, I mean, you made changes, it will be reloaded, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they will.
that generic content asset and graphics and themes. What is that, sir?
Mm, it's out of the box. I mean, uh, I don't know, we have used it. I mean, it's general. I mean, so it's, I mean, something, this browse option. I mean, there is nothing like this. I mean, this browse favorite search option is there. I mean, it will display, I think. Um, okay. I mean, whether if you upload a document where this browse button should be displayed, I mean, this assistance, favorite assistance or search assistance should be displayed. This is for that purpose. But again, I mean, a couple of things are out of the box. I mean, there is no use of that purpose. I mean, what is important? I mean, that I'm explaining you. Mm. Next important thing is for tools. In the tools, there is a reload and refresh cache. I mean, for whatsoever configuration you made change, they will not directly reflected on D2 client for end user. For example, if you clicked somewhere and they will not be reflected. How they will reflect? First of all, you have to refresh cache, do this, click on this, and second, you have to reload D2 option.
Okay.
After clicking on these two options, the the things will be start reflecting on the D2 end. I mean, the end user.
Okay.
Correct. Now, next applications. On the application, see, we have a following applications. I told you, right? I mean, yeah, you can create your applications with different wherever you are seeing the open text emc, right? They are out of the box applications. I mean, the module I told you.
Yes, yes. Like
Y-
open text is separate again. EMC
yeah, see, life science medical r&d solution,
medical device.
all right, devices, qnm, quality and manufacturing. I mean, see, these all are the application by default provided by the open text, and they are displaying here.
Means like open text is giving that EMC application.
Exactly. They have given. So D2, I told you, these are the framework. D2 is a framework, right? We create application in D2.
Okay.
I mean, D2 is not a kind of application. D2 is a framework where we create a application. So these all are the applications.
Okay.
So you import, export application from here. Correct.
Okay. Fine.
I mean, this EMC provided me this ETMF solution, this application. We just import that application here,
Okay.
and then it start displaying here.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Next, manage delegation. For example, in here you can use the, manage the delegations. I think you are aware of this workflow delegation.
Workflow delegation. Yeah. If the
No.
absence of one person, you will delegate.
Right here, I mean, default delegation. For example, if particular user is going for a leave and he applied their leave in the D2, automatically that workflow task will be delegated till that duration. I mean, you can understand it out of the box or out of the office.
Yes. Yes.
you right? Document audit, same, it's a audit. I mean, you can capture the events, right? That right, there is an email, right? Here's the email. There we were creating a notifications only, but here we define the smtp server information. Correct.
Yeah.
Next is the relation. uh, Relation is something, uh, there's I mean, whenever we have a child type, I mean, virtual document, right? So how virtual document is related from one document to another document.
Okay.
So here we define like this, right? It's related from, it's a technology transfer, core labeling. I mean, functional related thing, right? Next, here we can set the font and all, right? I mean, I have not set here, but here, I mean, in case if you want to display some other font, right? You can display module descriptions and definition basically. For example, whatsoever module we have, here you can define, I mean, write your definitions. I mean, what is the use for this? Let's say this email is used for this, font is used for this, delegation is used for this. Here you can define your own set of definition. I mean, you can just it's kind of a labeling. I mean, it will be displayed there. So all right. Next is the language. You can set the language, whether it's English, French, or other languages. Here's the options, right? In the option, uh, you know this matrix you want how it look like, right? uh, Here you can, what will be the link. Here we define, right, what all operations are allowed in case if user logged out application, at which URL it should display. I mean, sometimes, we want that if user logged out in a D2 application, it should go back to the SAP URL, or in, SharePoint URL, or like this. Here we define, right, who can group D2 client, who can access D2 config, right? The person on which role can access the D2 config, on which role the user can access D2 client, right? Like this. I mean, we can restrict here access group, correct? Similar to that, right? So this is all about this tool. Next is the visit view, right? On the visit view, here we can, design. I mean, do the designing basically, right? So in the visit view options, I mean, support if there is a third party visits. So here you can write a visit URL. Visit URL will fetch from here.
Sir, what is the widget and the gadget difference?
Uh, I mean, visit and gadget both are a kind of a same thing. I mean, it's basically a server. I mean, you know, for example, you write a servlet, it will pick from that URL.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is also coming from particular code and all. I mean, it's not kind of any gadget server URL. It's,
Yeah, names both are same means two different names are given, so I get this confused.
you know,
So
I mean, sometimes you might see there's a configuration things. I mean, it's a kind of a development. Then the people do R&D.
yeah,
Here we do define the time setting, default date format, or what should be the date and time format should be there, right? Temporary for path for particular user, checkout path for particular user, right? If user check out a document, where the document will be checked out. So the default path here we can mention, right? Here we can mention a user interface. I mean, by default, how much content should it display? I mean, how the if it display a table, that how much pixels should display. The menu position, where should be a menu position, it should be top on left hand side, right? Here you can, gallery view, list view, view, display view, you can say,
okay.
right? I mean, for example, if any visit are loading, how much space, or how, I mean, at what size it should display. I mean, it should not come hover on complete application.
Means I can do like it is kind of web based with
Right, babe, correct.
HTML and CSS. How we will design this
Right,
space,
graphic.
color.
Yes, I mean, I mean, this is related to this wizard view.
Uh,
Graphics,
yeah.
themes, you can change. So here you can change the themes as well. I mean, here's a color option. You can change. Here's GIF. You can say that GIF, right? GIF thumbnail file. I mean, what kind of file it should display? For example, there is a these document. They will be displayed with this icon, this PNG, right? Color. I mean, image file we have provided. So these image icon will be start displaying. If you have noticed, for the user there is a single user, for a group multiple users icon is there, icons, right? So these all are the icons that display in D2. Right. I mean, okay, generic content assist, and that was the same, right? I mean, here you are asking this. I mean, what are the list assistance option? Browse, favorite, and search. These options, I mean, whether we want to enable or not, it will be. I mean, if you want to enable search, here it will be enabled. Browse, it will be enabled. I mean, content assist. See, if you see, I mean, right, themes. Let me show you themes. Like this. Here you can change the color, right? Logo, color, black, blue, like this. No, next important thing is a D2 bin. What is a D2 bin? There's a recycle bin. You might have heard about the recycle bin.
Recycle bin. Yeah.
Correct.
Means
Similar to
trash.
D2. Yeah, D2 also support a bin feature. If any user get delete any document, I mean, if user deletes any document, it initially moved into the recycle bin. I mean, this D2 bin, right? So that, I mean, accidentally if it got deleted, that it can be taken back from that. I mean, it can be restored from bin. So there is a bin. I mean, there is a bin. Um,
Where it will display because bin is there in the icon,
mhm.
but maybe that bin and all we don't have such a, role.
No, you need is a visit. I mean, you have to enable a visit for this. In the user end, it need a need a visit. I mean, you have to enable the visit. I mean, if visit is not enabled, it will not display everything whatsoever you are using or configuration thing. It's, I mean, it display in a bin. Bin in the sense, I mean, it's display as a visit. So there's a recycle bin visit. I mean, the cycle of recycle bin. So there's a recycle bin visit is there. You can take that visit.
Okay.
Next, C2, right? C2 is the same thing. Here, I mean, he
C2, D2, C2, I don't know.
C2 is the same. Rendition. I view rendition, export rendition, print configuration. I told you. See, here we discuss, right? I mean, this. See, if you see here, right? This, correct? They are also can be used from here. Sorry, can be used from C2. See, rendition configuration, print configuration, export configuration, view configuration. Correct? C2 means CTS. Rendition, I told you, we discussed the rendition, right? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, we discussed. Means that
This.
is a kind of
Uh,
view
yeah, view. I mean,
display.
yeah, for display purpose, if user export a document, these configurations. So these configuration either you can configure here or you can configure from here,
Okay, okay. Okay, okay.
right?
Okay, got it. Means
Right.
you're saying from the menu as well as
Right, correct. I mean,
document configuration.
yeah.
Both areas
See, the
will
generic content assist, it is displaying here and it is displaying here as well. Yes.
tools widget.
See this content assist. I mean, it is the same. So similar to, I mean, couple of things are here as well. You can directly can come and here. Next is a D2 RPS, retention policy services. Retention means here, I mean, you need a one another software like a CTS. There is a services are there. Documentum retention services are there.
Yeah.
So there is a tool name called RPS, right? So
RP.
you
Okay.
RPS, right? So here
RP.
there, I mean, if you have that tool enabled, like CTS, like Explore, we have a RPS,
Okay.
retention server, retention policy server. If you have that server, then you can uh, define the retention policies, right? Mm, I mean, here you can define, but they will be work if that RPS is there. So retention means here you can define that document more than 3 years should be deleted from the system. I mean, should not be retained in the system. So here you can define how long you want to retain a document, for 5 year, for 3 year, for 10 year, right? After that, it will be removed from the system. Correct? This RPS. Otherwise, if you might have, read that we have a one business case in starting of this, you know, there I have mentioned this RPS one.
Okay.
O2 means the office. D2 can be connected with this, office as well,
Okay.
Microsoft Office,
Okay.
right? So there, here we can configure Documentum property with Office property,
Okay.
right? So here even in other words, say, I should say, let's say, in the business have their own properties, right? I mean, for example, they say drug underscore number,
Okay.
yeah, drug number, right? Either a drug number. So drug number is their value, right? I mean, they mention in a Word document, right?
Okay.
They write this drug number is this.
Okay.
So which attribute, Documentum attribute you want to relate that property?
Okay.
I mean, see, we have a Documentum fields, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so let's say object name. So I want that drug name, whatsoever their property, it should be linked with object name. So whatsoever the value of drug number will be there, that will directly copy to the object name when the document will be uploaded into the system. Correct? I mean,
Yeah.
so here are the properties. I mean, these properties are linked with this, right? Right. And say, I mean, interface how the display configuration. Uh, I mean, what type of repository? See, it display the repository types. I don't know how many types in the repository can be selected. I mean, can be used in D2. I mean, how many types? I mean, in Documentum, so many types are there,
Okay.
right? But how many types we want to use in D2? List of, right,
Okay.
by the D2 client, it displays like this. In configuration, we can use any type, but which type we want to enable for the user, so user can work on that. Rather, you know, if we allow so many types, means user will access these so many files, so many database tables, right? So therefore, we are just restricting the end user only has to work only limited database tables due to the performance. Here, I mean, here we can do this.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, this is a
Can you say
search.
number of this thing? What is it?
Sorry,
This is
number of what?
tables and
I mean, you can query on select star from dm underscore type. You will find the result.
even
DM,
log cases also number of will be more or so how?
yeah, it could be. I mean, see, I mean, you can at a time you can log in a one dog base only.
But like you said earlier.
Mhm.
Doc-based content management will be one only you said, but the what is sorry, you can use multiple also. Like one is uh,
Right. For UAT, for for UAT, for development, for production, I said. So, but at a time you will log in at a one dog base, right? I mean, you can. I mean,
but once in production also we can use two or three also, like higher load or something.
that is a content server, not a dog base. We have a multiple instance of content server, but at the end, the dog base is one. I mean, multiple content server access a one dog base
Okay,
repository.
okay.
Yeah. So next is a, I mean, here there is a on interface there is a search. If you click search, it display. So if you notice in your D2 that sometimes you search, it display only limited result. So
Yeah.
we limit here from here. I mean, if we want to display only 250 results, I mean, it display as a pagination, right? One, two, three, four, five. I mean, user has to move page by page.
Mm.
So here it display.
Okay.
I mean, here you can control, right?
Mm.
All here explore engine option. For use for all searches, use explore, right? So here we can explore, right? Next important thing is a creation profile. So how I mean, if you remember, how do you import a document? If you notice that you import a document, click on import, then there is a one panel import panel pop-up comes
You
in that.
want to import from the desktop or file from
Correct. In the pop-up, first field is there, that is a creation profile.
creation profile. What is it? Creation profile.
Correct. I mean, I don't know whether you notice or not. I
No,
mean, so it tells what type of document you are going to upload. It's a change request, or it's a regulatory, or it's a, SOP, it's a GSOP, or it's like this. So I mean, if so, here you can create a creation profile. I mean, you can define what kind of document, I mean, or how many type of document are there. Let's say, I mean, regulatory document, change request document, investigator brochure, study property, study report. These all are the out of the box CTA documents. Multiple document types here we define. Are you getting my point? How many types of document that can be uploaded? So here we define what type of documents we define. So click on new. I mean, it will open this property page. Here you can define, right, what type of document it is. That's a clinical. These is the I mean, to import a such document. Creation profile, non-consumer, CTA documents, or like this. Right. Default value template. Right. We have a value. I mean, in the templates in the system. Right, where we can define the property. I mean, there we were defining a type, right? Here we can define the property. What would be the default value for particular type?
okay.
I mean, see, here we are just defining a default value. The category, the default value will be 3 for this type. I mean, 1.0 domain clinical, right? This type. So here we define a default value for this a particular how these properties are coming, a drop down value comes. I will display you, I will let you know how this comes, right? Then next is a mail attachment. So if you import, I mean, you can attach email as well. I mean, upload a email documents as well. What I mean to say, you have emails, right? In the Outlook, your emails, You can import those documents into the Documentum as well.
Okay.
These document, for example, you have an email, right? That email has a one PDF attachment. So if you directly import a document, that email, that I mean the Documentum will extract that PDF and upload it into the Documentum,
Okay.
right? So this out of the box facilities with this Documentum. So this is about the creation profile, default value, and mail attachment. And then one important: data dictionary, taxonomy, and register table. Register table you are aware with, right?
Register table. Ah, yes, third party table.
Tables, correct. So
Okay.
here you can add the third party table also. I mean, there you do it through DQman or through DQL. Here you have an option to add a register table, right? Next is a data dictionary. I told you. I mean here. I mean this. Some drop down values are coming,
Yeah,
right?
actually, we told that when we are doing some labeling or something that time, that okay, yesterday that workflow design time, like you make
Right.
data.
So here you can. I mean in this data dictionary, we define the key and value like this. Project plan. I mean wherever the project plan display. I mean the value for this PP is this. And for the project plan, if you add another language, Spanish, what would be the value? In French, what would be the value? Right. I mean, like this. So wherever, I mean, like this. I mean, this is a key. In English, this. In French, this. In Japanese, this. Like this, we can add the value. Right. So I mean, if we define the language here, we can display at the end user. I mean, that particular language, right? Because it display, I mean, if we select a key, it start displaying whether you want to select English, French, Japanese, Arabian. Here you can select. Next important thing is a taxonomy. See, we have a folder structures, right? In D2 we have a folder structure, right? So here's the folder structure. If you see, I mean, here we define a folder. I mean, it's a cabinet.
Sorry, sir. In the DI only some cabinets and folders are there.
Right. So that all will be displayed here. I mean, so
Taxonomy means like classification. Okay. One kind of
correct.
classification and how the folders will be linked to the particular.
Exact. I mean, that's the same. I mean, just making you understand. I mean, that's the same. Here, I mean, for example, you want that the folders should be displayed like this. I mean, first of all, it should have a ADC global document folder, then another particular folder, then another particular folder. So here you can display the taxonomy. I mean, taxonomy is a similar to a folder structure. See,
Okay.
this we have. I mean, this is this is a cabinet for us.
Okay.
In this cabinet, so many these folders are there, right? I mean, for our application, I mean, it is not for all. I mean, for example, we have this application. In this application, the folder structure will be this, correct? So this is the data dictionary. I mean, you are defining the dictionary. I mean, right? I mean, the key value, right? Dictionary means key. What is the value for English? The same dictionary meaning. What is the value for Hindi, Arabian, Japanese, like this, right? And through file, you can import, export, generate, you know and save configuration, restored configuration from back. For example, you made some configuration, right? And you save it 1.2, but later on it was decided, okay, 1.1 should be, I mean, is a correct, and we should have a 1.1. So here you can restore the previous version, right? Restored configuration, save and restore, right? Because Documentum everything takes as a version. So whatsoever version it is, right? It based on that version it will applicable. So this the beauty with that. You can go and with the uh, work with the previous
Right.
version, right? So we have a matrix, right? So in case you need to reach a particular matrix, see, this matrix takes time to load. So how you can reach uh, to this any of the component? Let's say I have to go to the workflow component. So also we have a this option, go to. So I can go to the particular configuration item directly. All right, I mean, particular, click on particular, here you can reach, you know, property page. So here you can directly reach. So I mean, second, I mean, if you have access of your application, if you want to discuss that application, we also can discuss. I mean,
Actually, my
again, it depend.
laptop also I handed over to management.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's based on the, see, directly you can come to the
Like
property.
yesterday you have displayed, right? The same view only is there. We are not changing any customization. Like
Yeah,
you have shown, right? That
yeah. I mean, just for your, I mean, because
no, no, no. It is
though
like
it's up to you.
like very similar. Not
Okay.
changed at all.
So this is all about the configuration part. I mean, in morning I'll demonstrate you this panel, the end user panel as well. I'll show you that how and where that things are coming. So, and also I will check. I mean, if I could, I mean, either today or tomorrow, I will share the documentation, so that will help you out. Right.
Mm,
Yes, tomorrow and day after we'll have a session here. I mean, as you're saying that we can have a session in morning.
okay.
Okay. Okay.
Starting
Even
Sunday, I'm not sure, sir.
yeah, I mean, no problem.
So
All
I
right.
will let you know because I'm also in confusion. Right.
Okay, no issue. I mean, but this, I mean, this Saturday, Sunday, I'm not be available because I have a, I mean, I have to this admission
For your
something. Yeah,
kids.
yeah, for my kids. So this Saturday and Sunday, I would might be busy. But for any day, we can have a session.
So schools are open
Yeah, I mean, the formalities are open in Delhi. I mean, though, because
because Maharashtra and Kerala second wave started. I heard, but I'm not sure.
I mean, they started taking admission formalities. I mean, basically in Delhi, the everything is controlled by Delhi government. I mean, whether it's a private school or government school, I mean, no one can take admission on their own. And I mean, every school has to go by a government process. So government has a, I mean, even see, generally you have seen the, they charge registration form or like this. But in Delhi, only 25 rupees charges for admission for, I mean, kind of. And even they have a control on the fee as well. No, I mean, very good school has a, 500 and 5,000 and 600,000 fees. I mean, they cannot increase a lot more fees or like this.
And that is good actually. Maybe next time also Arvind Kejriwal only.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, something is a good, I mean, for a school wise.
But,
Uh,
even our system, education, and other things, maybe BJP won't come in Delhi.
yeah, yes, I mean, this, they want, I mean, also, I mean, you're in Bangalore, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you might, I mean, that municipal corporations, the
Okay.
yeah, on the, I mean, the government is, I mean, the state government is up, I mean, Arvind Kejriwal, but that the municipal corporation is still with the BJP. I mean, they are the BJP government. I mean, the at the corporation levels.
Okay.
I mean, the BJP is ruling nowadays.
But so far, whatever he done, that was good actually.
Yes, I mean, yes, for school wise or a couple of areas, he made very good, right? I mean, appreciable work he has made.
Good.
Yeah, like this. I mean, again, I'm also in confusion because Delhi is so congested, and there is a one place, Greater Noida. I mean, you might have heard or
Yeah,
not.
you do know them.
So I'm just planning to move Greater Noida because though it's in UP,
Like,
but I mean the space wise and the pollution and all. I mean, it's again a kind of so if the atmosphere is not good, what we would do with the good education? So right.
Noida expensive, cost of living is more.
Yeah, I mean, so same. I'm also planning. Even I'm also planning for Hyderabad. I mean, frankly speaking,
Oh,
I mean, earlier when I went for that training, they offered me. I mean, that time, but suddenly this pandemic came, and that time I did not believe anyone. I mean, because it was the situation that during the pandemic time, whether
job safety also important that time. Like,
right, yeah. So that time I refused them. Otherwise, I would have joined this in Hyderabad. So because even I like most in Hyderabad. I mean, it might be my first visit to South India. But what I feel, so the education wise, South India is better than North India. I mean, here's the cultural pollution, I should say. I mean, the kids are, in a school, people, they more towards the fashion and all, rather, for study. But in South India, the people are more towards study. I mean, they more focus on the study. That's one gap, what I feel from north to south. I mean, south to north. Anyway, let's see. May God give us some time when we meet face to face in
oh,
Hyderabad.
okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Krishna. So I'll share the documentation.
Oh.
And yeah.
If
Uh,
possible, I think you have prepared the slides and also you have shared me.
mhm.
Is there any source or I can only download the DQL and this commands, which is
Yes, I mean, I also planning. So I'll give you. I mean, I mean, give me allow me some time. I'll
yeah, no
prepare.
problem. You take your own time, so no problem.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I'll give you that. Some DQLs and like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's in my memory. I mean, I know that. I mean, I have to share. I mean, it's my
Okay.
plan. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Oh,
you for asking.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Krishna. Bye.